think white people got a culture? He kept telling me don't do it. He lost him, don't do it. I said, sure, I'm gonna do it. Nah, he wasn't. You knew I was talking about it today.
Yes. They have a culture.
They got culture.
There's things that only they go through, bro.
Yeah.
Alright, but look,
Okay, I got one for you. I know one thing that y'all don't think about that they go through a lot. You feel me? And I hear about from like you feel me when I'm doing
Sunburns?
Y'all talking about America?
No, not even shit like that. A lot of white families have to deal with
Feeling is in her eyes. Know that it's an issue when the gang slide. Shorty like wine, so dang fine. And we get high like hang time. Drinking and we smoking at the same time. Hit her with a boom bag like a baseline. Get your own bag, nigga, don't chase mine. I ain't so stellar that I cannot waste time. Yeah. Down with my dog since the motherfucking sandbox. I got the drip like raindrops. A hit from the blood make the pain stop. Got some shit in the vault that I can't drop.
I couldn't have said that in today's time.
Yo, we back with another episode of the session, man. Super Black History Month. Came into the POC, you already know. You feel me? It's your boy, Mr. Intro T Titty, of course.
Tupac.
You know what I'm saying? T-Top. You feel me? Got my boy Waldo, you know what I'm saying? That boy Meech, you know what I'm saying? That boy Slato, you feel me? We in this bitch, you feel me? Let's have an amazing ass Black History Month, shorty. Let's get it, man. Hey, behind the camera, man, what's the motherfucking topic, Slime?
First topic we got today is what is culture? Just exploring what culture actually is and how do we add value to it. So the definition of culture is the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. In other words, a whole bunch of dope shit looked at as a collective.
From a specific, like, is it from a specific, not race or ethnicity? What?
Well, I feel like it could be broken down into
Nope.
different things.
Culture doesn't have anything to do with race or ethnicity.
You don't
I
think so?
disagree. Yep.
Nope.
So you don't feel as if you being from a different place would change the culture you have?
So check me out. Just because I had work in kitchens, I have a kitchen culture, a way that I act in kitchens because that's the norm.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with race or ethnicity.
But it could. Do you think black people have a culture?
Yeah, way we act. Yeah,
But look,
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
not
kitchen,
saying the main.
but it doesn't matter.
In
You
the
can
kitchen-
group those people up in the categories, but I don't think that culture actually revolves
For
around
example,
race.
No, that's not.
I think maybe it's like
in the kitchen though, you
Yeah,
cook
social-
different.
social-
You
the
cook.
social groups.
Yeah, I was just saying in the kitchen you cook different. Like let's say you cook different meals from different cultures though. So the meals themselves have culture
That's
from
not
somewhere else, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so I'm not saying the whole culture aspect revolves around race, but
No, I'm not saying. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't evolve around race.
yeah, no,
That's all I'm
that's
saying.
not what we started with. We ain't saying that it started.
No,
with
I'm saying
revolving
it's
around race.
different from
Yeah, but races have
ethnicity
their
to
own
like
cultures
from
also.
ethnicity to ethnicity, or like you feel me?
But it's
Nationality to nationality, I feel like the culture changes. I feel like there's some things that we have a part of, let's say our culture, that other people don't have a part of theirs, so on and so forth and down.
But
the line.
that's just
Changes
because the
from-
general group
from
of people
group to
that
group.
practice that culture happen to be of the same race. That doesn't mean that you can group it is because of the race. You know what I'm saying?
Explain.
true, because low key.
That's what I'm saying.
If you think about it, though, I feel like there's some cultures that kind of got the same practices, and like you feel me, traditions and beliefs and like shit like that.
As far as like who?
similar, be like real similar.
But they would still have a culture though.
That's what I'm saying. They do. That's
Yeah, so I think where we bumping heads at is we're not saying that culture revolves around race.
It changes from race to race.
It changes from race to race, but it also have its things such as American culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Sports
it's only
culture is like-
culture is
That's all it is.
the practices passed. This is my definition.
Let me hear it.
It's the practices passed down from a group of people that remain in the same area from generation to generation to generation.
Okay.
You feel me?
I
So
can
it's
agree
like
with that.
after so I'm living in this area all my life, then my kids live in this area all their life. You feel me? Obviously, we're gonna pass down the same things that we learned all our life, and if they live in the same life that we live in, they're gonna pass down that same feel me, to their kids, and that's the culture.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't have anything to do with race because you feel me? A different group of races can be grouped into that culture.
Listen, and that's understandable. I'm not saying in the grand scheme of things, culture is built around race, but race does play a fact in certain cultures, though.
That's
Hear me
what I'm
out.
trying to
The way black people look. Let's go to sports, right? The way black people celebrate a championship winning game, right, and versus the way white people celebrate. This is just just being a dick. But the way white people celebrate like championship games are two different like reactions.
How?
White people mob shit when they win championship games. Black people just celebrate.
What you mean?
No, 100%. You ever seen niggas like win a hockey game? They set the fucking city on fire. Insert clip. They set that bitch ablaze, gang.
You think
Niggas set a city on fire from
Shorty,
a hockey
listen,
game?
look at how white people react to championship
Didn't they
games.
destroy Philly when the Eagles won?
Swear.
Wasn't no black people.
but
Well, it probably was, but white motherfuckers be getting down game. But that was just an instance of just cultures.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie, Shorty, that don't make sense.
I can't even fathom that shit.
Because Shorty, low key, think about. So I don't know if you actually meant that literal or not, Shorty, but just think about when we was in high school, Shorty, and who the fuck won the championship? The Blackhawks or the Cubs, Shorty?
Yeah.
The Cubs.
I don't think they.
Yeah, I don't
just
think they
celebrated.
destroyed
They
nothing.
destroyed shit. They ain't destroyed nothing there, Shorty.
There was a lot of tits out for the Cubbies though.
But I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like cultures do change from place to place, though, sure. Like depending on where you are, you know what I'm saying, that the culture would change, and that's what I mean by like not the race, but where you come from is what changes culture. Is what's the differences between different cultures. You get what I'm saying?
No, I didn't hear nothing.
So what I'm saying is like, I feel like cultures change depending on where you're from. Not like you said, not.
Oh, that's okay.
Not because of race, but because of where you're from, environment.
That's what I'm saying.
So okay,
That's what I'm saying. It's just because that same group of people are together. That's their culture. That's what. It's just because they happen to be from somewhere else has nothing to do with race. They're just from somewhere else.
okay.
So what's some like specific things then like related to the culture type shit? Like what's one thing you would say is like that's just the culture.
But what do you think? What would we classify as our culture? Are we talking about Chicago culture, something you went through just being black?
And I was saying like that's
so forth. Like,
part of the
that's
culture.
what I'm saying. We're talking about what is the culture. What we talking about? What's the culture for you personally? Grow like you feel me from your family, your
Like, you
experiences.
got a different culture, and the Masons got a different culture than
That's
the
what I'm
Allies.
saying.
But if we look at, yep, you gotta make that call, gang.
But
But look,
so
but if we
talking
go in the
culture
grand
as
scheme
in-
of things, black people have a culture also.
that's what I'm saying.
But so my thing was never saying that the whole cultural aspect like revolves around race. I understand that this is subparts. I'm just saying that races still have their own.
Okay,
culture.
so do you think black people in other areas go through the same culture that we would have like in America?
And but our difference versus the way people down south grow up is probably different. But other black people up north, like we got a certain culture up north outside of like people in the south.
No. But okay, for example, let's say, okay, you know how for one example, the culture inside of America for black people is braids. You get what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
so far, we don't really like other people wearing braids. So,
Or
do you
dreads,
think?
or box
Yeah, you
braids,
get what I'm
or
saying. Do
shit.
you think over in England or Europe, like you feel me, outside of the U.S., it's that big of a thing?
That's why it's a bunch of different culture shit.
But if it had to do with race, but if it had to do with race alone, even the black people from those areas would be mad about it.
So-
You get what I'm saying?
But no, it's a difference though.
To Taco's point, he's saying like it's not solely based on race.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
more-
I'm agreeing with him on this.
It's more.
I've been saying I
have to
wasn't
do
a-
with groups and.
And that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to.
I'm being saying that that's not what I'm
The
saying.
definition of what culture is. The customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group.
Exactly. Thank you.
Y'all are stupid.
And look,
gang.
it's crazy. I understand what
I'm
he's saying.
saying
I
that.
understand what he's saying, Shorty. I understand.
I've been saying that it's not solely built around race, but race can play a factor in the culture.
For sure, and race can have its own culture too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what he's saying.
I swear from being
Which one do you think plays a bigger factor though?
race or
Environment? Which one do you think plays a bigger factor? Because that would be what changes the culture. You get what I'm saying?
understandable.
Yeah, because
But you
because
also
think
can
about it.
experience the same. A black person can also have like the same experience as somebody in England. If they're dealing with police brutality, that's still something that they can like fucking
Empathize with.
yeah, you feel me? So it could environment probably won't be because if we go in a lot of places, it depends. Well, us not being in other places, so we don't know how they like it is over there. But Shit, you don't know what the experience is like over there. Like, it's crazy. I don't watch soccer. I see like a soccer highlight of like the audience calling motherfuckers like the black dude monkeys and shit, right? And it's like he's over in Europe just playing soccer, shorty, but they still hit him with the racial slurs just out the crowd, shorty. But it's like, I mean, is it because it's environment, or is it probably just because he's black? But I mean, you know.
But I wouldn't put that a part of their culture though, to just slang racial slurs. That's just certain people, I'd say. That can happen.
Why is it happening to the black dude? Is it because he's around these people?
They do the same thing to other people. Like, for example, like a Russian would call like, or like not a Russian or some shit like that, but motherfuckers, I don't know what you call it, a wanker or some shit like that. They be talking to each other like that shit too. They have slurs for everything and everybody. You feel me? It's just like, I wouldn't say it to. Like, you feel me, or some shit like, I don't know what the fuck they'd say, but I know they have slurs.
They're just calling him monkey just because that's what they do around here.
I know what to get to you.
That shit's racist, nigga. You call a nigga a monkey in the NBA right now, they kicking your ass out.
Yeah, it's racist. I'm saying it's not a part of their culture, though.
They get to enjoy the game.
But that's a part of mob culture. When people get around each other, they less afraid to do shit they do at home.
And it's like his black experience of him being called monkey, he could also relate to persons in the U.S. experience from going through the same racial shit.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, do you think that that's a part of? Like, I don't think that has anything to do with what his culture would be. That wouldn't change.
You asked me if it was environment or race.
That changes the culture.
And I said his race could have played factor in what the situation that just happened.
I'm saying, but that situation has nothing to do with what. It didn't change his culture at all. Him succumbing to like racism, etc., so on and so forth. Racism is everywhere. But it doesn't change what his culture would be. Or
also have like subcategories. So we got different cultures and hella shit. Like, I play the game different than other people play the game, but my culture of gaming is very toxic. There's other people that just like to play games, just like to play games, aka harm. So his culture of gaming is just playing games. But if we talking about grand scheme of things, Harm's culture, I can't relate with because that's not my culture that I grew up as. Me and Harm grew up too differently. But now shit, the way I look at this thing, culture-wise, is different than the way you look at this. But our sports culture could be the exact same. But you see what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of small...
You guys are losing.
No, I think about it like this. Same thing, same shit, different toilet, right? So let's say we all started out PlayStation, Xbox, whatever it be. Y'all play Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Alright, now Harms is just playing Call of Duty, whatever. Got his mic on, talking to people. We got our mic on. What are you gonna hear?
You gonna be talking shit.
No. What are you gonna hear on the other side of that Call of Duty mic game? That's the reason I don't play Call of Duty.
Yeah, shorty.
You know how hot you can get on the other side?
But you see,
I get what you're saying. Okay.
My only thing is, and please somebody put this in the comment.
Come on.
What the fuck do y'all be knowing we black?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I think niggas just be guessing.
No, they don't be guessing.
No.
It's
how we don't guess.
Sure.
So but that's just okay. What you would say is down to the voice or some shit, nigga. Like, so if I hop on, like, hey, hello, how you doing? And I'm on the game, but they're not gonna think to nigga. They're not gonna go nuts. I doubt they go nuts. But if I hop on the game, yo, what's up, my boy? They gonna run them. They're gonna run them. You get what I'm saying? So do you think they getting it off slang or like? There's no way.
My dad, he goes on. He used to. While he was playing Call of Duty, he an actor, so he run through like different voices. He run Mexican, super black, then he went white voice, and he was going so hard. He had like a whole party with him.
Yeah,
he had a whole team he invited with him. He started making fun of one of the people on his team, and he started going. He's like, "You white mother." He was like, "Bro, it's me."
Damn.
They don't like it's voice, bro. It's voice.
So, but that's okay. Then that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, now look. Now, if it's down to just race, right? Because y'all saying that they throw that, right? If there's a white dude that sounds urban and he hops on, is he not gonna get the same shit?
Probably.
Is he not gonna get? You feel me? They gonna run him, but he gonna be sitting there thinking like, bro, I'm white. Like, why are you saying that to me? You get what I'm saying?
Talk black though.
So it wouldn't just be our culture, even though it's a derogatory term towards us.
But that's
you get what I'm saying? It'll be whoever sounds urban.
You could say the urban, like lingo culture is why you get spoken to the way you do. But it's a bunch of subcultures, man. You can go race, environment, subculture. Just a bunch of subcultures, gang. It's all basically a culture is where people connect and like constantly like exchange.
Okay, and I can understand that because that's
like
what I was going to say.
Culture, like it's Jordan heads, nigga. It's crop.
Yeah, I ain't gonna flash. The reason I'm not gonna flash because now I realized how deep shoe culture you get working at Zoomies, bro. I didn't know people was really buying Supras and DCs still. Those are skater brands, the big beefy licks you be seeing, the little pillow foam looking licks. Niggas is coming in faithfully on drops. And I'm like, how are you keeping up with this? Yeah. And they, boy, I've been rocking Supra and such. I didn't know this was a brand until last year. And y'all in here going nuts, selling out.
It's a brand to the last. Like,
come on.
Yeah.
Certain and I'm like, damn, y'all really going hard about this shit. Yeah, but I don't know nothing about it.
They got like,
but it's
if you think of that shit, shorty, it's skaters culture, shorty. Yeah, they got a certain like, you gotta know how you gotta like operate yourself when you at like the skate park and shit. Yeah. But that's like shit, niggas know. Once you a skater, gang, you a skater.
Mm-hmm. So, Slick, what do you feel like makes something like or defines something as a culture?
What makes or defines something as a culture?
Yeah, because you know how even Boston was just saying it's a bunch of different subcultures and it's a bunch of different cultures outside of that. So what do you think makes something like a culture? If that makes sense.
Troy, I'd just say like basically the shit that we've been talking about, like certain beliefs and like traditions, and you feel me, customs and shit like that. You feel me? So for example, Shorty, right? So check me out. With black people, I noticed like prom is a big thing for us. Yeah. But I gotta compare it to white people. But to white people, bro, prom is not a big thing for them, bro. Like they don't get, you know how we go all out, bro, on the suits that we get, the shoes, the women, they get their dresses made. You know what I'm saying? It's a get together and stuff. You get money. The girls get their dresses made like beginning of the school year. That takes months. That shit come from like New York and some more shit, shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like we make a big deal about it. But you feel me? Compared to them, they don't. So you feel me? I think it just be shit like that.
You know what's crazy? I heard why we take prom so serious is because like black people, we don't. Well, not to my knowledge, we don't really do sweet 16s and like quinceañeras and shit like that. You feel me? So prom really be our time to just go fuck.
You're becoming a person. You feel me? It's like, you finna leave high school. You on your own. Yeah. It's you being grown. Once you pass prom, it's like, now you grown. You feel me? You did your prom. Or where you got through high school game. Damn, that's cold. You finna be 20. You finna be 19. You finna be. Cause I ain't gonna fly. I feel like in the black community, shorty, you don't stop being like a kid until you leave high school for real, shorty, in your fam. But in other places, they start looking at their kids as like, no, you make your own decisions at like 16. Yeah. You feel me? It's like, no, at 16 they start making their own decisions to do what they want to do, etc., so on and so forth. But it's like, no, when you feel me? I feel like in a black family, it's like, no, so you don't get to make those decisions until you get out of high school going into college.
Well, that's probably about it.
Or you feel me? It's damn, now you 18, you can start trying to do shit like that. You get a little leeway, but it's still overall they don't have the 16 motherfuckers is, hey, I could get the car to go and move out the bed. And it's, sure, go ahead, be safe. And this boy, I know I can't come and say, I could be the most reliable person in the world. It's just so much skeptical. Like, it's just... I don't know if our parents be way more skeptical of some of the things going on or cautious of letting us do things because they realize how dangerous it is out there. Because I used to always think it was allowed when motherfuckers tell me like, oh, I just be want to know everything because I care about what you're doing.
It's crazy. I just swear I thought my mom was nosy as fuck. But
sure, like, yeah, you get what I'm saying?
I understand. Like, I be going nuts. Like, damn, what this nigga at? Yo,
you feel me? But it's like I feel like in other cultures, you know, they don't give a fuck about that once you turn 16. They realize, no, you the motherfucker's not going to do nothing to you. You good. go ahead, go outside, do this, and that, the third, etc. So on and so forth with your friends. And it's like, damn, now I gotta get permission from a person to go do this shit right now, gang. I can't just say, no, I'm finna go, shit, me and my friends finna take an hour drive down to such and such, so on and so forth, to go hiking at 16. What? What you mean y'all finna go hiking? Y'all don't know nothing about no goddamn hiking. Hell no, you can't go. Damn!
Get your ass killed out there with the white people.
I can't go. But that's a decision you feel like as a person you should be able to make for yourself. Like, nigga, how you gonna tell me I can't go do something that I feel like may be enjoyable to me? But it's because, nigga, you not old enough to make that decision. Says who, my nigga? It's another 16-year-old that's asking me to go do it.
Listen, let somebody.
You get what I'm saying? It's like,
so if you jump off a cliff, you gonna jump off a cliff with him?
Yeah.
And that has no relevance to the situation at hand. This is a free will decision. This is me hitting you with the, hey man, I kind of want to go do this. All right, now you can't go do that. Why? Because I don't think you can go do that. I don't feel safe with you going.
But
to
if
do
you
that.
think about it,
it's you know how many things your parents probably do that you probably wouldn't think is safe or good now knowing it.
Hear me out, gang. So you got to think about how deep this shit could go, gang, and like why they think like that, shorty. If you look at fucking Emmett Till, he was just out kicking the game, and then he got accused of some shit that he didn't do, and his mama had to eat that shit. If he was with his mama, he probably would have never ran into that. And then it just gets that deep. Now they got a constantly like, damn, what this motherfucker at? Because they know fucked up shit can happen.
Yeah. I understand, shorty, but that's with anybody. So I feel like, but it's like it's still like I feel like to some degree, I should still have the option to have somewhat of free will. Because it's like
after growing up, constantly watching fucked up shit happen in children game, you just grow to.
I understand.
You gotta constantly have that lock game, like you just got to. Cause I'm pretty sure Emmett Till mom's devastated.
Okay, but there's a bunch of shit that happens to other races, children and shit.
And
like
they culture handle it the way they want to handle it. Black people say, well, that's ain't grown after this prime shit.
But then I feel like that run people away from shit.
Huh?
I feel like that run people away from shit though. Right? Like I don't know. I know throughout my like you feel me growing up, it's a lot of people that like have resentment towards people for not letting them do what they want, or then they get the opportunity to do what they want, shorty, and they go too far out. Because in fact, I've never been able to do what I want.
On the person though.
That's what I was gonna say, and it depends on how strict the parents is too.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
With that being said, what do y'all think it takes to add value or add something to the culture?
Well, with the day and age we at now, I feel like we can add to the culture more easily because social media. So like the culture. This is something that always gets to me because I never knew about it. So like Juneteenth has a big thing now, right? But it wasn't really that big of a thing in Chicago, like before the pandemic, right? But down south, it was a big thing. Like they celebrated Juneteenth all the time because that was something that was culturally just instilled in them. Mm-hmm. But I ain't really heard nobody in Chicago ever say shit about Juneteenth till like a year or two ago. But now that social media done let that shit move all the way up on this end, now everybody celebrates Juneteenth. So I feel like social media is really going to help. Like you could almost kind of push anything into the culture now, as long as like the lump sum fucks with it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like the thing that gives or adds value to the culture is the amount of people that want to do the specific thing.
Want to partake in it.
Like for example, I remember it was a whole like debate between Jay-Z and Boosie over people putting stacks to their. You know what I'm saying? Remember you used to want to have big bricks and money. Now they don't do that no more because Jay-Z made it uncool for the culture type shit.
And
you don't see a lot of people doing it more. They're starting to bring it back with the span on the arms and shit now. You get what I'm saying? But overall, it used to be, no, I want to give me some. You feel me? So you could, put that bitch up to you.
Niggas would put a nice little 20 on a fat stack of ones and take a Facebook picture.
Like, you get what I'm saying? That was the culture for a point in time. And then Jay-Z was like, nah, that's not real money. Stop doing that. You feel me? So on and so forth. You just showboating. And now you don't really see it as much. You get what I'm saying? And him and Boosie went back and forth behind like, because where Boosie's from is, no, that's the culture, bro. You're not gonna tell nobody from where I'm at to stop doing this. Like, you ain't got no weight to do nothing like that. But then it's like you got the rest of the world or anyone else who's on the other, you feel me, side of it, and you with the, nah, he right, you sound stupid. Now it's damn, so now my culture's stupid because you get what I'm saying, what someone else came up with.
Right.
You feel me? That It's just like.
But even in his subculture, that might still be a thing that they still do. It's just in the main aspect of that culture. Majority of them not doing it.
Man, culture.
That's what I'm saying. Change all the time. So it's like the thing that puts value on culture is the amount of people you can get on board.
Yeah. All right, so I just got a question, and it's only to piss off Harms because he kept telling me not to do it. So do y'all think white people got a culture? He kept telling me don't do it. You lost it, don't do it. I said, sure, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you have to wait for him.
Nah, you know what I'm talking about today.
That was some real shit, bro.
They have a culture.
They got a culture.
There's things that only they go through, bro.
What is it?
Alright, but look, it's
Okay,
like
I got one
different
for you.
boroughs of white
I know
people.
one thing that y'all don't think about that they go through a lot. You feel me? And I hear about from like you feel me when I'm with white people.
Suburbs.
Y'all talking about
Nope.
American white people?
No, not even shit like that.
Damn, you been.
A lot of white families have to deal with divorces and shit, shorty. And they really be going through it over shit like that, shorty. But black families, we don't really have to go through divorces as much because we don't get married as much. But overall, in their culture, they have my parents got divorced and man, they split and It's always shit like that. That's a part of their culture, whether it's they a part of their trauma, if you were to say so, because they people get married more. They have to deal with my trust fund, baby. That's a part of their culture. I get taunted because I got left money and I don't have to do shit.
And listen, that's understandable.
You feel me?
Like
It's damn.
People do
I just don't feel like
You get what I'm saying? They have a culture, shorty.
People really be.
There's
hating on
things
them.
that they go through that none of y'all would never know the experience of.
Yeah.
So they have they have a
Do
culture.
you think that's environmental? Or is it just white related?
It's environmental. They stay in nicer homes and more wealthy places, so they go through things that people like that have to go through.
So black people have a culture, but you said the white people's culture is environmental. So they don't get no culture.
They do.
It's the environment's culture.
They do. No, it's
That's
a part of their culture.
Okay. Think of a white dad right now.
They can't.
I bet money you think the little Doc Martin bogus shoes, the jorts pulled up, tucked in with the slick lick. That's a culture, shorty. You not seeing that nowhere
I ain't
else.
gonna hold you. They be having the little
That's a part of culture, shorty.
Just because it's culture don't mean it's
Yeah, I'm
Like it's a part of their culture,
Yeah,
shorty.
so they got one.
Who do you see outside rocking the cowboy boots and hats now, low key?
Mexicans.
But you see white people do it too. It's a part of their culture, shorty. You will see a
Nah,
nigga
they
in the
still-
Wranglers going nuts.
One of the
Fuck is
things
you talking
Harm
about,
said
like-
that he described their culture as is like a mix of a bunch of other cultures. So they take a little bit from everybody. That's how Harms explained it.
Yeah.
That's everywhere though. Everyone takes things and put it in their own
all
culture.
these countries took all these spices,
Literally.
what they all
we
use
lit,
to
man.
season their food. So they
We
took
lit.
a lot, used a little bit.
Alright, so Ted said, what is our culture, shorty? Black people's cultures.
One thing that people
Well,
say
how dope it is,
our
man.
culture is no bullshit. Right now that we push a lot, like we come with a lot of shit,
Like
it's
beating?
trauma, shorty.
Oh.
Who?
Trauma? Yeah.
Trauma. In the music, shows, TV, movies, all that's what we push, our trauma. The fact that we come from hard backgrounds.
That's understandable. I could live with
I
that.
say that, like, you feel me? Overall, that'll be our culture, shorty.
Yeah. Trauma.
And trying to get past it and heal from it now. We're in the stage of learning.
Yeah.
Trying to get a real culture back. Or embrace, like, we're back on the, you know how people don't talk, how people say in the 90s, we used to be like on the pan-African wave and shit like that. Yeah. We're just coming with, when we hitting all that shit with that, you feel me, just pro-black.
Yeah.
Being pro-black now is, you feel me, being a part of our culture, getting past the traumas that we have and trying to get it back right. We're in that stage. We're in our rebuilding stage, short.
Understandable.
But overall, before this, now us trying to switch it over, it's been nothing but trauma, short.
It's been a long ass fight.
So my mama short, so it's like, hey, we tough, we resilient people, short. That'll be a part of our culture.
I definitely would say music is a part of our culture because, you know, piggybacking off of what you said, music, it became a way for us to express ourselves, you know, get that hurt out, you know, but also at the same time too be creative, shorty, because we creative as fuck. So,
Entrepreneurship, part of our culture type shit.
yeah, that kind of
Y'all know what music started from, right? Plantation, communication.
Yeah.
Cheers, shorty. So yeah, music most definitely.
That's right there.
Literally, shorty, literally.
That's fucking crazy.
Been
I mean, we in
everything
a
we
good
put.
music type shit, but
Yeah.
but like that's how why it's important to our culture.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why it's important to our culture.
Lyrics on top of sounds, you feel me, is where we started kind of, you feel me? Everything else was just all about the instrument itself. We started putting some shit into the instruments.
Hey, soul food too. That's definitely
So,
a part of the culture.
Hey man, wait a minute.
Soul food too. It's like it's a culture of just taking the worst of the shit
and making it good.
making it, you know what I'm saying?
Because when you think of the shit we be making, bro, it don't really be much, shorty.
Yeah.
Like dressing is bread, shorty, for real. Like, come on now. Dressing is
So good.
I'm saying this shit.
dressing is bread. Cabbage is like, come on now, that's you ain't got no lettuce for real. Come on now, get you some shit.
Cabbage is amazing.
Yeah, I'm saying,
but
but
cabbage not even from our culture though, for real.
where is it from?
We stole that shit,
Yeah, we stole that shit from.
Oh, for
Where take
real?
it from?
From I think
Was we over there first?
Ireland.
If we was over there first, that's crazy. If it was ours already, that's tough.
I think Ireland.
You say Ireland? It's black people in Ireland. They got that shit first.
Is Ireland like that's the Irish motherfuckers? St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, Trey. That mean we had it
Yeah, we
first.
got it.
It's cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we had it first. It
I mean,
was a
it's
black
cool,
person
though.
that made that shit.
black people culture.
We made peanut butter, so think of that.
Last thoughts? Last thoughts?
I'm off the Reese's.
All right, last thoughts. Culture doesn't only like revolve around race and shit, but race does play a fact in certain cultures and the culture in general. And a lot of cultures have subcultures. Yeah.
Culture is mostly what the majority agrees upon becomes culture for the most part. And culture is forever changing. It just depends on what culture you're a part of, shorty, and what you choose to make it.
Yep, and culture can be a range of things, whether it's music, whether it's food, cooking, dancing, singing, all that. That's what culture is.
Dialect, language, slang, all that.
Yep, that's culture.
Anything and everything is culture game.
Anything that people can relate on and connect through, culture, nigga.
Yeah.
Culture 3, bro. Stop playing. Shout out the Migos.
And don't be afraid to try to learn about other cultures.
For sure.
Get in there.
Some dope cultures.
Cause you could take other cultures, make your own shit. Cause I ain't gonna fly. Me and my family gonna have a holiday that nobody know about. And pass that bitch down as culture. Sure, y'all gonna be pissed. Random Thursday, every Mason in the world. T. Stop playing. What you talking about? Stop playing. Random. Turned up Thursdays, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
Like, comment, subscribe. Fuck these.